Danny, thank you so much for joining us. I know you are a busy guy, but first and foremost, what is the Andrew Weishar Foundation, and what was your inspiration behind starting this foundation back in 2013?
And thanks, Alyssa, and thank you for having me. It's an honor to be on the show, and as always to speak with you. The Andrew Weishar Foundation is a 501c3 nonprofit organization incepted in the south suburbs of Chicago. It's a Chicago-based organization, and what we do is really simple. We raise as much money as we can throughout the year, and we gift it directly to families with adolescents or young adults battling cancer. And can obviously get into the mission a ton, but it really started in honor of my older brother, Andrew Weishar. And Andrew was a 19-year-old guy when he was diagnosed with colorectal cancer. So a pretty strange cancer for a young guy, a young healthy guy at that. He was a football player down at Illinois Wesleyan when he was diagnosed. And after lifting weights, training for football, he unfortunately started losing weight and having a lot of stomach problems. So ultimately told my parents, and they immediately brought him in, and the fateful diagnosis was stage 4 colorectal cancer. But we like to say all the time, Andrew's fight with cancer wasn't at all about his diagnosis, nor the way that it ended on October of 2012. But really, what he did in between that time just ignites so much inspiration, in myself and my family, but even more so in this community of thousands of people that corralled around him. And he had one request to us, and that was to pay forward the kindness that community showed my family. So we started the Andrew Weishar Foundation, and that's still today what we do 9 years later.
Speaking of Andrew, he was a standout football player at Brother Rice. He was a Crusader, as you mentioned, Illinois Wesleyan, a loving brother to both you and Nick, grandson, son, friend, so much more. But I feel like no one knows each other better than siblings. So you know him best, you and Nick. What can you tell us about the type of person Andrew was for those that didn't have the chance to meet him?
Yeah, well, as a sibling, there's always rivalry, right? And really, our big brother was our competitor, right? He kind of drove Nick and I to be our best selves, and that's what I'll always remember Andrew being, just that big brother that ultimately, grew to be the amazing man he was, but also kind of led the way for us to be who we are today. And that's what I always credit Andrew Weishar to be. But, for everyone that knows him, not only Nick and I and my parents and family, but everyone that knew Andrew knew him as just this kind-hearted, genuine guy that really everyone wanted to be around. And that kind of just encapsulated his entire fight. He had, like I said, thousands of people come to our doorstep, not because he needed it, not because he wanted it. He was a guy that didn't want any attention, but because people wanted to be around Andrew Weishar because of who he was and the character that he showed, not only through his fight with cancer, but his entire life. Just that kind, jolly, amazing guy. And yeah, an incredible athlete. He was a 3-star athlete at Brother Rice, ultimately went to Illinois Wesleyan, where another huge network of supporters was rallied. And the foundation is what it is because of Andrew Weishar and the legacy that he built, and frankly, it'll continue to grow because of his inspiration and the spark that he created in all of us.
I know Andrew is so proud of you, and your mission for Andrew Weishar Foundation is to pay it forward. So how are you paying it forward, and who does it support?
Yeah, when Andrew was passing, his direct request was please pay forward the kindness and generosity that my family received. And it was a very intentional ask, and we could have taken it a lot of ways, but what we felt the most important was to support families directly and ensure that families going through this that may or may not have the same support that my family was so lucky to receive during that battle. Not everyone has that same support, and what we want to make sure is that not only are these families being uplifted financially, but also from just having a network of support around them, adding to their army of people that they can lean on when they're going through this battle. And we decided to target a niche of the cancer population known as the adolescent young adult population, which unfortunately is a very underserved population of cancer patients. And we're so lucky to be a vehicle that, ensures that they are supported financially, but also, again, just ensures that they have some people, a big group in the Andrew Weishar Foundation to feel a sense of relief.
Speaking of big group, your yearly event, WeishFest, it just took place this past December at 115 Bourbon Street. The South Side was all there. I was lucky enough to be in attendance. The One Night Music Festival. It is so much fun, but I know that the bigger mission is to raise money. So the golden question is, how much money was raised in 2021 from this past WeishFest?
Yeah, one of our biggest events ever, WishFest 2021. It raised over $600,000, which a humbling success, and a credit to so many people that make that event possible. Obviously, the talent that comes in and supports our cause. Russell Dickerson, OAR, Randy Hauser this year, back in 2021, they put on a heck of a show. But like you said, it's all for a purpose of ensuring that these families get uplifted. And WishFest 2021 will allow us to help a lot of families this year.
Besides WishFest, what are some other fundraisers that you hold throughout the year?
Yeah, so our flagship is WishFest, right? But we're also very lucky to put on a golf outing every year. So we'll be making some announcements here in a couple of weeks. We'll hopefully again sell out a couple of courses and have a blast while hitting around on the golf course.
Always a fun time. People are excited to be golfing in the summer, and of course, going towards a great cause. And I know you don't do this just by yourself, as we maybe all think that. So, who are some people that are supporting you throughout this journey?
Yeah, I wish I could name every single one, because every person that dedicates so much time and love into this cause, deserves a shout out. But in reality, we're very lucky to be a volunteer-driven organization from the top down, and there are hundreds of people involved in making WishFest possible, making Wish4Ever possible, from our executive board, our ambassador board, our officers that have been with us for 9 years straight, our volunteers that come out to all of these events and give their time and dedication, and obviously our community. We grew up on the south side of Chicago. We know the love and support that community pours into every cause, especially Wish4Ever. We have so much to thank for the community that continues to support us 9 years later. And we have a lot to do, and we know that we're going to be able to lean on that community going forward too. So just a huge thank you to everyone that makes it all possible.
Lastly, where can viewers find out more information, and how could they pay it forward as well?
Yeah, well, we encourage everyone to go to wish4ever.org. That's our website. It's easy to donate, right? What we're very lucky to be able to do is the money that comes in goes to these families, and we're lucky to be able to say that. So please consider donating, but following us on Wish4Ever social media. Just sharing the paid forward mission is a big deal to us. So share the story, share the love, and ensure our beneficiaries receive a lot of support going forward.
Danny, thank you so much. Such an amazing story. Love your events throughout the year, and what a great guy you are. And I know your brother is so proud of you. So thank you.
Thank you, Alyssa, for all the support. It means the world.